What is up, beautiful people? It's Wolf Brother Methos Cushmanado from the channel Frost and Fist, and this amazing guy.
Hi!
Right here.
Right here. I am Freak.
And today,
I'm Freak.
He's Freak. And today, we've got another awesome battle report for you, and I'm really pleased because this is going to be my first battle report featuring the new AdMech army.
Wait, I thought you were Wolf Brother Methos.
I am Wolf Brother Methos. There's going to be a little mechanical Methos going on today as well. That's okay. Hey, still repping the wolves. No big deal. But I'm also, I'll zoom this in a little bit, wearing my Red Eyes Black Dragon because I want that to represent that I'm here today in the service of the Dragon of Mars.
And we'll see if the Imperial Fists can hold down these guys. So, what you haven't known was that we actually did a practice game just to see, just to build his unit, you know? Build his unit.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, to see how, you know, his army works. And we had a little demo game, just he and I. And I'll be honest with you, I love playing against AdMech, but got my tail whooped. We'll see if we can hold them down this time, and we can reverse the roles. But very, very shooty army. We'll see. Shut up over there.
Today we're going to play a tactical objectives mission, 3 objectives a turn.
Yep.
And so I'm playing a very shooty army, sure, but one of the weaknesses to AdMech is that they're not super high mobility unless you run them specifically for that faster moving close combat build,
right,
which I'm not. I'm running Mars.
Right.
So that's going to be my challenge, is trying to balance my shootiness and still capture some objectives.
Exactly. So this means that he's got to be on the move, and I'm hoping to take advantage of that. So we'll see if my Imperial Fists can outmaneuver and take these guys out. It'll be a lot of fun, guys. Stay tuned. We're going to start this BatRep. Just a few.
We're going to go to take a look at the armies right now. Alright guys, so what we have here is 1478 of AdMech. We're playing a 1500 point game, so we are just under. And within a point of Freak's list, so it's perfect. Starting at the front, I have a Tech Priest Dominus with an Eradication Beam and a Phos Phoenix. Okay, just behind him I have 2 squads of Vanguard, Skitarii Vanguard. One with a plasma type pistol, I can't remember what it's called. One with the Power Maul, one with the Galvanic Rifle, and I gave him the Specs, and I gave him a Phosphor Blaster too. I got a Cybernetica Datasmith right here with 2 Castellan robots loaded out with all Phosphor Blasters. To the right, I have those infiltrators from my showcase, all my Cyber Ninja goodness here. To this side, I have some Skitarii Rangers, all with their trademark rifles, but also with the 3 Transonic Arquebuses. And then, what's this yellow doing on my field? Right here, guys, I needed a few more points to get up to Freak's level, so I've got 5 guys right here who are also going to stand in for 5 more Rangers. These 3 Chainsword guys will be regular Rangers. The guy with the last cannon will be a Transonic Arquebus, and the guy with the Power Sword will be a Skitarii, a Ranger leader with a Power Sword. I've got, what is this random unpainted stuff here? I've got 2 Dragoons here in various stages of being built and magnetized. They're both going to be Iron Striders with last cannons. I've got a Belisarius Call here in some sub-assembly for being painted. And then, finishing off my list, I've got an Honor Dragoon Crawler with the Icarus Array. And that brings me to 1477 of AdMech forces. Really excited, and let's see how they stand up to the Freak list that we are about to see right now. One of the things I forgot to mention in my list is that I'm running a battalion detachment, and so I've got 6 command points to spend during my battle.
Alright guys, Freak here. 1500 points max, doing 1477. Just 1 point away from Methos. Let me give you the rundown of what the Imperial Fists are bringing to the table against AdMech. I'm a little nervous because the last time we actually did a demo game and I was undermanned. But we'll see what happens. I brought a little extra power. So, starting from the very beginning, I am bringing Lysander. Of course, Lysander's bringing his little swinging goodness there, and hopefully he can use the Fist of Dorn to take out some of those guys. I'm also bringing Cyclone Biker with the Power Sword and, of course, Twin Link bolters on the bike. And on the Psyker itself, I am bringing, and I keep forgetting the Psych we're doing. I'll get back to you on that one. Anyway, of course, we're bringing the Rhinos, and they are bringing, taking the tactical squad. I've got 2 techs that are coming in. Each sergeant is going to have, one of them is going to have the Power Sword with a bolt pistol, and the other one a bolt pistol and a Power Fist. Special weapon on one of the tech squads is going to be a plasma rifle, and on the second one it's going to be a missile launcher. My lovely Hail Blasters, as you can see, all carrying the plasma incinerators. Going to be super epic, and that right there is what I'm hoping that can really put a dent in their AdMech, in the AdMech army. I am taking, of course, my Land Raider. Land Raider's twin link glass cannons. Going to be super epic. Hopefully we can take some guys out with that. And I'm bringing 2 dreadnoughts. One is my Contemptor. Of course, my dog chewed off the arm of my claw, or the fist, and frickin' dog. Then anyway, bringing the Carriers assault cannon, and my other dreadnought is going to be a twin link glass cannon with missile launcher. I need as much armor and firepower as I can get to go against Methos. I'm going to battalion formation here, so I am going with 6 command points, and hopefully, and these are lovely made by the Wolf Brother himself. Really, really cool. So every time we spend one gets taken away as used. Really cool. So that's what I have at 1477 points, guys. It's going to be really exciting. I enjoyed playing against Methos the last time on our demo game, so I'm really looking forward to this one. It's going to be a challenge. I know it is, but you know what? Who doesn't like a challenge, right? Anyway, guys, stay tuned for the BatRep. It's deployment, buddy.
All right, so I got to pick table sides, and I chose this side. I'm going to start off with my Warlord, put Call here in the middle, so that way I can provide blessings to my Rangers here, my Dune Crawler, Castellan robots up front. He's got some las cannons on the Dreadnought back there, so I kind of tucked my robots behind this building, give them. I still have to worry about the las cannons over here, but with any luck, when we roll for deployment, my las cannons will get to go first, so that's a hope. And got clear line of sight of that Raider. That the Raider's got line of sight of us. Got my Data Smith back here so he can stay with the robots and maybe change their protocols. Although for this first bit with his las cannons active, I may need that 2 up, 4 up. And then of course I put my Tech Priest over here so that way he can provide blessings to the Striders here and to these Rangers over here. Rangers have a clear shot on that Librarian, so I'm hoping I can go first because I do not want to suffer the mortal wounds. And then on this side right here, tucked way behind this building because I don't want that Dreadnought to be able to see me, I've got some Rangers over here, or some Vanguard over here, that may be able to move in and help deal with some of those scouts over there. Now, you'll notice my Vanguard are all the way up front, and that's because I know I'm playing them a little aggressively and out in the open, but I don't want any problems trying to take objectives. Okay, I know I'm going to need to move some guys forward and try and take some of these objectives. I am currently holding number 4 and number 2, and I'm not too far away from 1 and 5. So if I get to go first, I may have a good shot at having some good board coverage for my tactical objectives. So we'll see how that goes when we deal with the Freakalicious Fists. Now we'll take a look at what the Fists are doing.
Alright guys, this is what I've got going on here. I've got my Land Raider poison ready to go, las cannons aiming straight down. Hey, whoever gets in the way, that's who gets shot. So I've got my Dreadnought here set up as well with the twin link glass cannons, and I've got them just slightly, kind of hopefully out of enough cover. That way you won't get hit or blasted by them, but enough to where I can have a line of sight to take out some of his guys on that side. Of course, right behind him I've got Lysander using cover as well, and my Hell Blasters are prepped as well. My Contemptor is on this side, and we've got a nice line of shot on this side of his striders there. My Rhino, fully loaded with the tactical squad, two tacks as well, sporting the Bolter, Storm Bolter Librarian. Hopefully I can use this speed on that bike. That's the big thing, because as you can see, those guys have a line of sight to my Psyker on the biker, so I need to make sure that he can do a little touch and go and hopefully live to tell about it. So anyway, that's the setup, guys. Let's see how this is going to turn out. I'm hoping that I can go first, or hoping that he doesn't steal. It's gonna be a heck of a game, so we're gonna be turning and burning anyway, guys. Holy crap! All right, so I was supposed to get a +1 because I finished earlier, you know, putting my guys down, and of course I rolled a 1, and he rolls a freaking 6.
So looks like I had the start of this game. Then he went to C's and rolled a 2.
So I went in and spent a command point. Want to see what it looks like? These little guys like here. See how cool it is? Isn't it cute? I spent that, and guess what I rolled? There it is. Yeah! Boom!
You got it. Going on to Imperial Fists, turn 1. Alright, so before we go on to Imperial Fist turn 1, I had to roll for my Canticles of the Omnicide, and for round 1, I will have number 3, Chant of the Remorseless Fist. I'll get re-rolls of 1 during the fight phase, and I will have Invocation of the Machine Might, so I will have +1 strength. I've got some Infiltrators in reserve, all stealth mode, so that actually may be helpful. Alright, so now that we know what Canticles we're dealing with this round, let's take a look at Imperial Fists turn 1.
Alright guys, so we did a little work here, Imperial Fists. The main tactic that I was going for was shock and awe, right? I mean, that's what Imperial Fists do. So let me show you what I've done. I did draw 3 tactical objectives, but one of them was, of course, get a hold of Objective 3. I went ahead and skipped that just for now, because I wanted to get some points on the table, at least. Trying to let him know who he's going against. So anyway, let me show you what's up. First shot was with the Librarian. They had a set of Rangers that were here. I couldn't do anything with the first psychic power. I think it was it Force something or other, doesn't matter. Anyway, but I did get him with Smite. I was able to take, I think it was 2 of them out. 2 or 3 out. Is that right, Methos? I'm trying to remember how many we actually took out with Smite.
Took out 3.
3 of them, yeah.
And then the Bolters took out the other 2.
Right, so the Bolters took out the rest. Kind of scattered over here, so I went in, shot with my Scouts. The Scouts actually shot into, what were those guys called?
Vanguard.
The Vanguard. We're able to kind of ping a few. Didn't do a whole lot. It wasn't until my...
Hellblasters.
Yeah, the Hellblasters actually took out the rest. Yeah, so the Hellblasters just obliterated them. Land Raider and the Dreadnought put a dent into the what is it called again?
Castellan Robot.
Castellan Robot. So
brought them down to 2.
yeah, so we whittled them down. So a lot of points hit.
Karis Assault Cannon brought this guy down to 4.
That's right. The Contemptor was able to whittle.
Iron
Strider down. So I'm going to learn these guys. So I had to learn his Space Wolves. So one day I'll have them all. So anyway, that's what we got. So we got we got a point for First Blood, and we'll see what happens to the next turn. So now we get to...
First turn is so important.
Yep.
Whoever gets to roll first, spending that command point to go first, and rolling that 6 to seize, man, that was clutch. It's definitely going to make a difference.
Definitely a momentum maker. So anyway, so we'll discuss that here in a second.
All right, so it was a relatively productive turn for the AdMech. Not as good as I would have liked. However, I did do some damage. First of all, the scout squad is gone there between shots from the Rangers, shots from the Vanguard, and then the Vanguard even got in there and meleeed him to death with the power maul. So wiped them out completely. So that's one squad down. Blast cannons from both Iron Striders went into the Land Raider and managed to bring it down a few points. It's got 6 wounds left. Honor Dragoon Crawler also shot at that, but whiffed it. I dropped in my Cyber Ninja, the Infiltrators, back on objective number 3. First of all, because I had objective number 3, and second of all, those Hellblasters had to go. So 50 shots from the Infiltrators into the Hellblasters. That brought them down partially, and one of the Castellan robots finished them off.
Go they did.
I'm currently holding it as well because I have a defend objective number 3, so I'm hoping to still have it by the time Freak gets through with me. The Tech Priest Dominus shot its Eradication Ray over at the Contemptor, took off a point. The other Castellan robot shot over at the Contemptor but failed to do any damage. And then that's really it. That's everything I managed to do during my turn. So I put some hurting on the Land Raider. That's really the biggest thing, and got rid of the Hellblasters. So I'm hoping to limit some of the damage that's coming my way as we go on to Imperial Fist turn 2.
Alright guys, my army took a hit that last round. We were on turn 3, and I needed to do something. So again, try to force myself out there and put as much damage as I possibly can. First on Librarian on the bike, the Psyker on the biker. I didn't do anything, and I need to remember that. That was, I don't know what they're called. Right, so it's Fury of the Ancients. Haven't done anything with that. That's pretty much a bust. But Smite has been a really good help. I was able to take a couple points down on that off of that Strider, as you can see there. Now, as for the rest of my army, I was able to make some equal hits with my last cannons, with my Land Raider over here, and also with my Dreadnought. Dreadnought was able to put some hurting. We were able to take out one of the robots, and we actually put some hit on the Dune Crawler as well. So we're trying to nick them as much as we can. When we're here, I was able to take out some of the guys with. I couldn't do anything with my tacticals, but I definitely got him with a frag missile, and took out a good chunk. I think it was 4 of his little assassins here. Now Lysander went ahead and went in for the kill. He went in. He was able to knock out a good portion of them. Now the only problem is that, you know, I don't know how many gazillion hits they had, and we were able to bring him down to 2 wounds left. So Lysander's still hanging in there like a champ. We'll see if he can actually last it, and maybe, I'm crossing my fingers, but I'm hoping he's got balls enough to be able to take the rest down. So no points right now. I was not able to secure any objectives. This is pretty much just me wanting a piece of these AdMechs.
And he wasn't able to kill enough to knock me off number 3.
That's right.
Defended.
So anyway, so now we're going on to the bottom of turn 3, Methos.
round for the AdMech. So I moved some Vanguard up over here, peeking around the corner of the building, and chipped away a damage or two off the Land Raider. And then the last cannons on this Iron Strider got super lucky, got one last cannon shot through, boom! Nailed a 6 for the D6 damage and took out the Land Raider. That was such a lucky roll for me. The Dune Crawler dedicated all of its firepower to the Contemptor that was there and took it out. So, which it managed to do because Call barely healed it up to 6 and allowed it to fire at full profile. So if it weren't not for that heal, I probably wouldn't have been able to take out that Contemptor. Really, again, really lucky. I healed up the last cannons on this Strider over here, also helping chip away a little bit at that Contemptor. And other than that, the last thing is that I dedicated all 18 shots from this robot to the Psyker on Biker and wiped him out. Over here in the corner, managed to chip. Man, I had 11 successful wounds with my little Cyber Ninja and still only managed to chip one more health away from Lysander. He is swinging that big old hammer and just killing infiltrators left and right. But at least if he's back here dealing with the infiltrators, he's not scoring objectives and he's staying away from my firepower. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. I did score 2 more objectives. I got one for Assassinate, taking out that Psyker on Biker. The other one I drew was hold objective number 2 right underneath my Skitarii Rangers. So again, another lucky part of my round. Overall, I think that right there describes this whole turn. Luck. I think it may be enough to have clearly pushed me ahead, but we'll see, because anything can happen with a few rolls of the dice as we go into Imperial Fist turn 4.
Alright, so, you know what? It is what it is. So far, we're still alive, but we're barely hanging on there. So Lysander, before, well, let me just move here. I went ahead and moved my tacticals a little closer enough to be able to take care of his Vanguard. Vanguard, right? Infiltrators, I'm sorry. I'll figure it out one day. But anyway, we were able to pop in enough shots to completely obliterate him. We needed to give some help to Lysander, and he finally got it. So Lysander is still alive. Yay! I mean, I lost a lot of really good key, players here. My Dreadnought was able to knock out, I think, two of what are those? Those are Vanguard. Those are Vanguard. Okay, but I was only able to do it with the frag grenade. Well, between a frag grenade and the last cannon.
Frag missile.
Frag missile, right? I'm sorry. Anyway, besides that, that is it. I mean, I don't have really that many.
Scored a point from Hold the Line, though.
I did score. It's supposed to be a D3. I rolled a 1. I spent my last command point. Rolled a 2, so I still barely get 1 point for Hold the Line. That is pretty much it. And as you can see, there is still a buttload of firepower, last cannons for days. And yeah, this doesn't look good. Again, I didn't have a whole lot of high hopes, just, because I still don't have that much armory here. But still, wanted to see how well I did. He definitely got to move around a little more than I expected, but I don't think this will survive another turn. So we'll see what happens here on the Methos bottom of turn 4.
All right, guys. So AdMech turn 4.
Yes, I'm salty.
AdMech turn 4.
Yeah.
I moved my Iron Strider up to objective number 1, but I just could not get the Rhino off of it. I dropped it to 1 point, pouring a bunch of firepower into it, and it actually made quite a few 6-up saves for things like las cannons and stuff. I was kind of impressed. I took a sniper rifle to bring it down to its last point, but could not finish the job. Took a couple points off of the Dreadnought over here, and I just didn't have anything to deal with Lysander or all those tacticals back there. But still not a bad round. That's it. not a lot left in range for the AdMech, so we'll see how the Imperial Fists retaliate in turn 5. Alright, beautiful people, we've just shown you a kind of a sweeping panoramic shot of the battlefield. We didn't do an end of 5 recap play-by-play because not a lot
Too
happened.
painful.
Not a lot
It hurts
happened
a
in
lot.
the fifth turn. Freak managed to capture one more objective where you may have seen the tactical marines holding the storage
number 6.
container. Yep, objective number 6. And that's really all that happened in that last turn, guys. So that brings the score. That was a 3rd point scored for the
Right.
Imperial Fists.
Fist is 3 and AdMech 5.
AdMech 5.
Yeah.
So pretty close game, guys. Points wise, on the table, on the table as far as presence goes, Freak may not have nearly as many units on the table as I do, but presence points wise, it was pretty close.
And it wasn't
3-5.
even so much the amount of units. It was my luck rolling, man. My rolls were really blowing.
Oh, 4 and 5.
I'm serious. The dice actually was about to hit on 6, and just like that, nope, it went to 1.
He really struggled with hit and wound rolls in 5 and 6. The dice the luck was not with him for the last 10. You guys know when scores are close like that, those last couple rounds can be pivotal.
Yeah.
Yep, so.
Anyway. Yep. Not butt sore right now.
It was a really fun game though, guys, up until, some of us may have started having a little less fun. I love this guy. But it's always fun to play against my man Freak. So
It was a good game. It really was a good game. I mean, again, I learned a lot. Not to play AdMech. No, really. There's a lot that goes into it. He was able to move those guys a lot better than I expected. And I think with his experience with his Space Wolves really helped a lot. Especially reaching out and grabbing some objectives. Of course, he was a little more clunkier than the Space Wolves were because he doesn't have, you don't have the cavalry to run around. But you've got those little assassins, little ninja guys that you can just teleport right in the back line, and they definitely gave me some trouble, especially with those 50+ shots that you hit me with. And Lysander almost ate if it wasn't for those tacticals come to his rescue. So it was really close. I thought Lysander. So for the last 3 games that I played against Methos, Lysander died every time, and first time in a while that he actually made it alive. But still, all in all,
during our practice game, I kind of baited Lysander to come out from the protection of his cover, and then I let my Castellan robots light him up.
Pretty messed up.
So that's always fun, but definitely he was much less prone to being baited this go round. Yeah. I did get him tied up on his back line, so thankfully he didn't contribute a whole lot to the battle other than it was impressive just watching him cleave through 4 different infiltrators a turn.
And I did something different. See, the last game that we played, I actually brought Terminators with me. With Lysander.
This is not seeing you take
exactly right.
I
I did that on purpose because I wanted to put more points to the Hellblasters. So I wanted to see how we do with them, right? And so because we were limited to 1,500 points, there wasn't a whole lot that I could. Now, if I had more points, I could have probably brought a little more. I could have brought those Terminators, but those Terminators would have just killed me straight up in points, and that would have.
How did you feel bringing the Hellblasters over the Terminators?
Honestly, I think they did really well because, serious, the first turn, right off the gate, the Hellblasters, smoked a lot of guys there, okay? Really did some damage. The only problem is they're only 2 wounds apiece, so same as the Terminators, except that they don't have that invulse.
That 2-up and then...
Exactly. So, I think the combination of having the Terminators with the Hellblasters, I think definitely would be a little more formidable, but honestly, the way to really go against AdMech is tank, tank, tank. Just having a lot of wounds, so I think my Predator is going to be a big asset once I get it put together. My other Land Raider, the Crusader, that's going to be a major asset as well. You know,
I agree. That's what's wrecked them because most of my army is tough or strength 6 weapons.
Right.
They, aside from the Laskin, is they really struggled dealing with your Land Raider and your Dreadnoughts. I mean, literally, it was just the Laskin.
Exactly, and to that point, now my last cannons was able to whittle down the Dunewalker and the Striders, but of course, when they weren't getting consistently fired upon, they started healing up, and I'm like, all right, that's it, throw away the keys, man, screw it, game over.
It's an army full of mechanics, bro.
Jeez.
So they did more damage, but they were a lot squishier. So if you had to pick between Hellblasters and Terminators in the future, what would you pick?
I'd say the Hellblasters because I think Terminators are really good close combat. Hellblasters are definitely match, fire for fire, in a distance, match. So Hellblasters for sure for distance shooting, but if I had the choice, I definitely would bring both, honestly.
Okay.
Because, hey, those Terminators can definitely hit, once they come in melee range. So, hey, who knows? I
really liked, when we first played our practice match, I took 3 Castellan robots and only 1 of the Iron Striders. And I think definitely the army performed more mobile and definitely was better at armor penetrating. By switching out one of those robots for another Iron Strider. So
definitely. It was a heck of a game, man. I mean, it was parts and pieces flying all over the place, but
up until the dice rolls just really went my way over his way, it was really back and forth. I really enjoyed it. What about you guys? Did you enjoy this? Because if you enjoyed today's battle report, then grab up an axe and smash that like button in the name of the Emperor. And of course, drop us some comments down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this battle as much as I did. And if you guys are not yet subscribed to the channel, this guy, he enjoyed it, then Freak and I would love to have you as part of the pack here on the Frost.
Come on!
Until next time, guys, stay frosty.